You are listening to a Cult Talk Network podcast.
Welcome, everyone, to Cult of Campbell. I'm Ty.
I'm Eric.
And I'm Bailey.
And this is a very special Christmas edition of Cult of Campbell. We've done this every year since we've had Cult Talk Net. We've done a Cult of Campbell Christmas special. And the last couple of years, we've been graced with the something I never even considered would be a thing is Bruce Campbell and Hallmark Christmas films.
Right?
He's becoming a Hallmark staple.
He really is. I'm hoping for more, honestly. Hoping we at least get a trilogy out of it. Last year, we watched, God, what was that one called? Shit, what was that one called? Fuck, I forget what it was called.
Let me get our...
Yeah, we watched one where Eric's looking it up. We watched one last year, and that was us three along with Mike. We watched it. And this year, we're following it up with last year, he did another one called My Southern Family Christmas.
Yeah.
What was it called? Did you find it, Eric?
No, I'm still looking. Yeah.
Okay.
Nope.
I could probably find it really quick. I'll just go to Cult of Campbell's feed. That would be we did One December Night.
1 December night. 5 points for
One
Bailey.
December Night. You got it for you.
I literally did a Google search. Bruce Campbell Christmas movie.
Okay.
That would have been the obvious thing to do. I don't know why.
Nice. Well done. So does that speak worse for us or for Hallmark for having such forgettable names?
Yeah. I mean,
You know what I'll tell you? I forgot the name, but I didn't forget the reason behind the name. So
yeah, I remember everything about that movie.
Yeah,
Just the name didn't stick out to me. I was thinking it was like rock and roll something because of all this stuff in it. But
yeah, it's like which hokey Christmas pun or phrase did you use for your title? Give us a break, people.
Right.
I mean, it is
This movie they didn't do neither. This is another lazy like title for the movie. It really doesn't. I mean, it's a serviceable title. It seems like a working title.
I stepped away and missed
like you call it like no, it's My Southern Family Christmas. Like keep it organized in the on the Google Drive. And then the Hallmark producers are like, we'll just call it that. We don't need to take too much time.
Just keep it. Whatever.
Yeah, just keep it. Yeah. This came out last year, so unfortunately I don't think he has one out this year, which sucks. It seemed like at least for 21, 22 he was doing them back to back.
Crap, what are we gonna do next year?
For real, yeah. I don't know. We watched the one episode of that librarian show that he was in that had Christmas things, and then I'll figure out some vague, vaguely Bruce Campbell or Christmas themed thing to do next year.
We're also open to suggestions in the comments. I guess what would be a good
absolutely
Christmas movie.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a couple we haven't touched on yet. But this one right here came out last year. I almost watched this on the plane ride back to Ohio from Bruce Fest.
Oh,
really?
It was on my TV, but it just started as my plane landed, so I didn't get to watch it. But it just came on. I turned over to Hallmark Channel on our little TVs we had on the plane, and it just came on. I just got the opening credits before the plane touched down, so I didn't get to watch it. I think when I was there, I just had I think I had Hallmark on, but I don't think I was watching. I think I was just. I think I put it on Hallmark just to see if it would come on.
Yeah.
And I think I just ended up watching YouTube the whole ride back. But yeah, just as I barely touched down, it popped up, coming up next, My Southern Family Christmas.
You're like, darn.
Yeah. I was like, damn it. I got a later flight.
Yeah.
Should have taken a later flight to accommodate for when My Southern Family Christmas comes on.
With the Hallmark schedule.
Yeah, I should have coordinated my travels a little better.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of Bruce Fest 2 we went to last year, Eric and Mike and I, when I walked around, I was asking people, what their favorite Bruce Campbell movie was. And I was, excluding Bubba Hotep and Evil Dead because I knew those would be the obvious choices.
Right.
A lot of people there said this and One December Night were their favorite Bruce Campbell movies outside of those. I was pleasantly surprised, it was a bunch of hardened horror fans in this building. And a lot of people were like, oh, I really enjoyed One December Night, or oh, My Southern Family Christmas was really good. So I was really taken aback by that.
And they said that was their favorite?
Yeah, outside of Evil Dead and Bubba Hotep.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my one caveat, is they couldn't choose anything from Evil Dead or anything from Bubba Hotep. That's what it'd be. It'd be like, oh, Army of Darkness, Bubba Hotep. So that was my exclusion when I asked people. So a lot of people, more than I suspected, would
I wouldn't have thought even
find joy.
I would have thought they would have known.
Yeah.
have seen the movies, I guess. But
I mean, I was very surprised when I first heard that he was even doing these. So
They're cute. They're really sweet.
Yeah, I like Hallmark movies, and I talk about it all the time. Like, they're not good movies. The thing I hate most about movies is when they're trying to be something they're not. I hate that, like, deceptive nature of when people try to do that. Like the Marvel movies do that, like, really bad. Where it's like you have like a really dramatic trailer. It's like, oh shit, like, the world's in danger and you have to call upon these heroes. But then the movie is actually just like quippy one-liners and goofy antics. So I hate that kind of stuff.
You don't like false advertising.
Right.
I don't like false advertising. I don't like things trying to be something they're not. Hallmark movies are just what they are.
Yeah.
They're very simple. They're very formulaic. And like I talked about this on the last year's episode, they're the kind of movies you put on while you're like cleaning the house or you're like cooking or doing the dishes. You put those on because you're not going to miss anything.
Exactly.
Every bit of conflict gets resolved within like 2 or 3 minutes.
Yep.
It's like they don't draw it out. They're not trying to stress you out. They're not trying to make you worry or nervous. It's just like conflict resolution. it's always like that. It's like things boil up and then it's like taken care of. Don't worry.
And like they're aware of it too, because there's even one part in the movie where she's like talking through herself, like how to go through a situation. I'm like, why are you doing this out loud? And they're like, it's like because they know that nobody's watching the actual movie, like they have to narrate it.
You're there for like the ambience. This like perfect Christmas, this idyllic circumstances. The attractive girl, the attractive guy meet in a very attractive way and have a very attractive romance. That's what underneath a very attractive Christmas setting. That's what you're there for.
You're there for the
one's wearing a red sweater, one's wearing a green sweater, and it just works.
Yeah.
So like this is a good movie too for like, or these movies are good for like your wrapping presents. You put on a Hallmark movie, you're wrapping presents, you're not distracted by what you're doing. You're not worrying about anything. They're just perfect movies for that. They're basically like the romantic equivalent of like the bad horror movies I watch. And that's why I enjoy them.
You do put them on for your background and
exactly.
simplistic plots.
When I watch a movie, I'm not looking for anything more than be entertained. That's all I'm looking for. I'm not looking to critique things or find deeper meanings in it. I'm here just to be entertained. So as long as a movie entertains me, that's all I ask. So I'm very easy to please in that instance. So which is why I watch a lot of things I watch.
Right. Hey,
so outside of these two movies, have you guys ever dipped your feet into the Hallmark movie genre?
Yes.
Okay.
My mother and my grandmother love Hallmark films. Like that's all my grandma will watch. Like all December long is Hallmark films. So when she comes up for Christmas, that 24/7 is what's on the TV. So yeah, I've watched a lot of Hallmark films. So yeah, they've got the plot point down. What about you, Eric?
I have dabbled in Hallmark movies, but just because, like, I also read Twilight. Like, sometimes something is just so much a part of our culture, you have to at least see what's going on with it,
right?
And that way you can more accurately make fun of it too.
That's fair. Eric and I, we talked about writing like a Hallmark movie before. We've kicked around some ideas of like different ways to do it. So I think you like watched one with me once. Like me and Mike watched one at my house randomly.
That is correct. Yeah.
I did. Just as like for research purposes.
Okay.
Yeah, research purposes.
Research.
Hey, we're just researching. We're just doing research.
A Hallmark film.
Hey.
Right. Okay. I didn't.
Listen, if you guys have alone time that you guys, it's okay. Us girls have it too. It's okay.
Yeah. And there's plenty
of guy stuff,
Yeah, we gotta go do guy things, cut trees, skin animals.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Exactly.
All the guy stuff.
Right.
But Hallmark movies, I didn't like them when I was a kid. There's something I like found appreciation for as I got older. I don't know. It's just like I think maybe as I got older, I started to maybe like be more nostalgic for holidays and Christmas and just like everything you want Christmas to be when you're a kid, but it's really usually not that.
Right.
And Hallmark movies, what they do is they give you this idyllic holiday setting for adults. And I don't know. It's something I think I've found appreciation for as an adult. And I don't put them on all the time, but around the holidays, I'll turn on a Hallmark movie.
I will tell you the way that the whole decor and setting and ambiance of it, like that's 110% what I model my house off of. So I talk a lot of shit, but I'm over here like, ooh, that's a good idea.
Exactly.
Like that's on Etsy or something.
like that's I'm sure a majority of the appeal of these movies is just like the visual aspect of it.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's really coming for the plot because the plot is so rehashed. But I think what a lot of people come for is like, oh, you get like the rustic holiday setting, you get the snow. You know, this obviously didn't have any snow in it, but it had like a very unique holiday setting, which I've never. It taught me a little bit. There's a lot of lore that I never really heard of either, which was interesting.
Which was all accurate. I read about it after the movie.
Oh, was it really? Oh, wow.
Down to the alligators.
Oh shit!
Yeah. I was. I looked it up as well because I thought, man, is this like something they're just like doing like some goofy little bit? But no, Pere Noel is just like a Cajun like they just take every aspect of Santa but make it set in the bayou and just change everything around to where it's more native to Louisiana. So it's very interesting.
That's awesome.
I knew nothing about that. I've heard the name Pere Noel, but I thought it was just another name for Santa.
Like European of some sort because they have them in France.
French.
Yeah, that's the French.
How it ended up in.
Yeah, well, a lot of Louisiana culture is from France. That's where a lot of the French settlers ended up was in Louisiana. So obviously, a lot of that like Cajun culture is French.
Right. And obviously you didn't have alligators in Europe.
In France. Yeah.
That was a later addition.
Right. So what I did when I was watching this, I went ahead and I pulled up AI and I asked it to give me 10 bullet points for what defines a Hallmark Christmas movie.
Oh, okay. I'm interested.
So I also asked it to give it. I told it to give me 10 points of criteria, but I told it to give me 2 options for each because I knew there were different kinds of Hallmark movies.
Oh, okay.
So number 1 is a festive setting.
Yep.
And it defines that as either takes place in a charming snow-covered small town or features beautifully decorated homes and streets. Because I knew this didn't have the snow in it. So like, we can't. Number 2 is holiday spirit, emphasizes the magic and joy of Christmas or showcases holiday traditions and festivities.
Yep.
3 is heartwarming storyline, focuses on love, kindness, and family bonds, or resolves conflict in a positive and uplifting way.
Check and check.
Yeah, check. Exactly. That hits right there. Number 4 is romance elements.
Yep.
Includes a romantic subplot or central love story, or often involves a rekindled romance or the discovery of true love.
No, that was last year's, the rekindled romance.
Yeah, rekindled.
Yeah, rekindled was last year. This one was her finding a lover. Number 5 is feel-good atmosphere. Evokes a warm and cozy feeling throughout the film or encourages optimism and a positive outlook.
Yes, all the way through.
Number 6, quirky characters. Features endearing and relatable characters or may include a wise mentor or a lovable pet.
There was no lovable pet in this, was there?
No lovable pet, but we did have relatable and endearing characters.
Right.
Named after a soup.
Yeah. Named after a soup. I was the main girl. Like, how is it a coincidence that it's Campbell and it's Bruce Campbell?
Whatever it is, it's an abomination. If it was
it's such a weird thing. We'll touch on it because I was like, there was a certain part where I was like, how does he not know this? Yeah. So number 7 is predictable plot elements.
Yep.
Yeah.
Follows a somewhat formulaic storyline and typically has a happy ending.
Yep.
I was surprised. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I was shocked.
Number 8 is Christmas magic. Incorporates elements of magic or miracles or showcases the transformative power of the holiday season.
Okay.
So I would say that checks, yeah.
Yeah, still there. Not literal magic, but yeah.
Right. The magic, the transformative power of the holidays.
Yeah.
Snowy scenes.
Nope.
Often includes scenes of snowfall or winter landscapes. I would argue winter landscapes.
In the decorations.
In the decorations. Snow plays a somewhat significant role in creating a picturesque setting. It doesn't in this film.
No.
But I would say the winter landscapes, I think I could probably argue that.
I think that's fair. There were artificial winter landscapes behind almost every shot.
Yeah. I mean, he did come down the bayou in a fully decked out.
That was one of my favorites. See,
It looked like a sleigh.
That was I almost like stood up and applauded when that happened. I was like, man,
God.
it was so awesome. Like the pyres going up, lighting up, and then here comes Bruce on this like decked out bayou Santa sleigh. Oh, that was pretty epic. Yeah. And number 10, themes of giving highlights the importance of generosity and giving back, or characters often engage in acts of kindness and charity, which I would say that's throughout the film, especially with Bruce's character, giving back to the town or whatever.
Yep.
So this movie stars Bruce Campbell, first and foremost, is why we're here.
Yeah.
Anyone else notable in this film, Eric?
Notable?
I don't think there's anyone that's like notable from anything other than these kind of movies, right?
I have not seen anyone of these actors in other
who's
movies.
His wife? Is she anyone? The Bruce's wife in this?
So her name was what was her name? Jennifer?
Jennifer, I think, yeah.
So that was Myra Kelly.
Myra Kelly, okay.
Myra Kelly. There we go. Moira. Almost said Moira.
Moira Kelly.
She's been in quite a few things.
I figured she would. She seemed a little like she seemed pretty well aged, I guess. She seemed like she's probably been in a lot of stuff.
Citadel, Disney Dreamlight Valley, a movie called Panic. Oh, a TV series called Panic.
Okay.
Well, these are TV movies and TV series.
Is it all
No, it doesn't look like it. Panic definitely doesn't look like it. It's like all yellow, red, and black on the cover. The Resident is a TV series. Christmas in Louisiana, so that's probably a Hallmark movie. I think.
What if it's a spinoff?
I don't know.
Prequel.
Director. I think the director did that movie too.
Well, that's you got the director. Let's find out the director. What else he done, or they have done? Or is it?
Let's see. Hang on, let me get back to that. Emily Moss Wilson.
Okay.
It looks like when I looked at her before, it looked like all Christmas movies.
Oh, okay. She's one of those Hallmark.
Yeah, all Christmas movies.
I think we saw the same thing in One December Night when we looked at that. It's like the director of that was just like a Hallmark person. Like,
yeah, right. And that is definitely the case here, except maybe some early stuff. Oh, wow. There's a movie called Nanny Seduction.
What?
That she directed. Oh my. Okay.
That sounds like one of my notebooks come to life.
That's why I like the Hallmark, like the late night movies.
Yeah, late night Hallmark. And then there was Please Tell Me I'm Adopted, which that was a series. I don't know what that was. And then from there, it's all a bunch of Christmas movies. Christmas in Mississippi, Christmas in Louisiana.
She likes all the states. South. Okay.
Yeah, she seems...
She sounds like she had like a dark turn and then was like, I'm going to be happy.
I think she was just starting out.
Have you ever heard of this? I don't know if I talked about it on the last one. There's this movie. I've seen it one time. It was called Deadly Seduction, I think is what it was called. But it was like Hallmark's like 300th or 100th or something. It was like one of their landmark movies. You know, it was like
I remember this.
Yeah, and it was Will Ferrell and who's the other woman? I can't remember. I can't remember her name. She's another big actress. She's in a lot of stuff. But they were in it. It was a Hallmark TV movie, and it was just a parody of Hallmark movies, but played straight. They played it straight. But it was just all the like predictable beats and all the like, the whole formula of a Hallmark movie just condensed into one movie, and they play it straight. And it was like really random. Just Will Ferrell's in this Hallmark TV movie. It was called Deadly Seduction. I've seen it one time and I've never seen it again. I always wanted to get it on DVD just for the novelty of it, but never seen it anywhere. But yeah, it's just a really random thing Hallmark did. So Hallmark's fully aware of what they're fully aware. They're not.
They know the formula.
Dumb to the idea, but they're
what it is.
They're aware of it and they're not changing it. See that you got to respect that though.
I mean, yeah, people are paying for it.
They're not trying to go out of their way to change what their audience is looking for.
Yeah,
they're not trying to tell their audience to enjoy something else. They're like, you like it, we'll give it to you. That's what they're doing.
It is smart.
It is, yeah. They're listening to their audience.
Yeah, they have been pretty untouched by all of the other like movie entertainment issues that we're having and all the backlash for it and stuff. You never hear Hallmark coming up.
Yeah, you don't hear anything about Hallmark. Getting canceled or pushing some stuff on their audience. It's just they found their formula in like the mid 90s and they're like, yeah, we'll just do these.
We're just gonna do this.
This is what we're doing.
Yeah, let's do 24 of these a year. And that's all we got to
We're
do.
going to make X amount of money off of each of them, turn around, do it again next year. Change some names around, I guess.
Exactly.
Change aesthetic.
Yeah.
Go from
Because
city.
last year, I think this year they're doing more. They last year, the year before, started doing where instead of a couple Hallmark Christmas movies, it's like they do like a brand new movie like every night in December. It's like
wow.
31 movies.
They went ham.
Yeah, 31.
Yeah.
What was it? 31 days of Hallmark Christmas.
Jeez.
Let's see here, 2023. Yeah, they get 31. Apparently it starts on Thanksgiving night.
Oh wow.
And then goes from there.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. They're really
Oh no, it doesn't. It begins on Friday, October 20th.
Oh gee whiz. Hey, back up.
They're encroaching.
It begins, but it's still 31 movies. It's still only 31 movies, so I'm not sure what the lineup is there, but from October 20th to December 21st, they will premiere 31 brand new Hallmark Christmas movies. So maybe like one a week or something.
Calendar of movies.
It's an advent calendar. They could do a Hallmark advent calendar.
I guess, yeah, right.
That would be
the word.
Freaking amazing.
Yeah.
They have wine and cheese advent calendars. Why not make a Hallmark film one?
Yeah. They've got the formula.
Yeah.
They just cookie cutter this shit right out. Good Lord.
I know. I've told Eric many a times we need to get on this.
No, it's so lazy.
But I think it's fine. It's lazy, but it's harmless.
It is good and wholesome too. Like each one of them has a happy ending. So
that's what they're there for.
You can put your own spin on it. The director and the writer both like Southern Christmas.
That's true.
That's all the writer has done is stuff about the South.
I'm from
and
the
Christmas.
South. We've got
I've talked about this on a couple occasions. And if anyone's listening, this is my idea. It's trademarked.
Right.
the Hallmark horror movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Where it's all the beats of a Hallmark Christmas movie.
But it's
a horror film.
Yep. Nope. I'm fully on board with this.
Where it's like the big city girl comes to a small town, but she's resistant to the idea of settling down in this small town. But it's like they have to. It's like a prophecy. Like you have to adhere to this formula. It's a formula we have.
It's like the Stepford Wives.
Ritual.
Yeah, it's a ritual. Yeah, it's like we have these elements. You have to. Your grandma died every year. Someone's grandma dies.
Oh.
You have to come back to the town. You have to inherit her house. You have to meet cute with one of the local business owners.
Right. Probably by bumping into them.
Bumping into them.
Physically. Yeah.
You have to follow all these steps. And before Christmas night, you will consummate the relationship.
With a smooch.
With a nice, innocent smooch.
Yep.
Smooch.
Yep.
And if you don't, then we'll make you. That's been my idea forever. It's like that being the horror film, the town called Hallmark. There's nothing against that. You can't. It's just the name of the town.
It's the name of the town.
It's a Hallmark Christmas.
Oh wow.
That's my idea for anyone listening.
Oh my god.
If we find any other movies in production after December 18th, we know where they got it from.
Yeah.
So I'm a backer now. That's fucking brilliant.
I've been pitching it for a while.
I know, and I've ignored you every time because I hear Hallmark, and I'm like, brain off. Bye. But it's like,
that's how you should react to a Hallmark Christmas movie. Brain off. Bye.
I was having the proper response. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. I throw one on. I instantly put my catheter in. I just.
Oh my god.
Catheter in, feeding tube in.
Oh my God.
Hour and a half later, I come to in a daze.
What year is it?
So if they
but very comforted.
Right.
At the end, I'm like,
you'd be a happy couch potato. So if they ever came up with, which I'm sure that this will happen someday, a virtual experience, a Hallmark movie virtual experience where you just put the headphones in and the goggles and just sit back and live in this Hallmark world. Would you ever come out of it?
Well, I think that'd be a hard decision for anyone to make once they get into that.
No!
you go into that, you're going to be like, why would I leave?
No, because you get tired of Christmas and you want Halloween. That's why.
Well, maybe there's different seasons. I wonder if is there Hallmark Halloween movies?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'll Google that real quick. So if they start Christmas on October 20th, I would have to say there's probably not.
I don't.
I
Think
wonder why not.
Halloween.
Hallmark Halloween movies.
They probably have one for every something for every season.
They do.
They do? Okay.
Let's see. They have it's like Love, Fall, and Order is the last one that came out.
Love, Fallen Order.
Yeah, so it's probably like a cop or something. Good Witch Halloween. The Midnight Masquerade, Falling for Vermont, Falling, Sweet Autumn, Harvest Moon. So yeah, there are Hallmark Halloween movies.
Okay.
They're more like fall, it looked like, but witches. I mean, that's like a soap opera thing,
Yep.
What was that one my grandma used to watch all the time? There was some soap opera that was witch themed. Passions was called as a soap opera. Yeah.
Yep.
And it had like witch elements and stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
But we talked about all that stuff. Let's talk a little bit more about my Southern family Christmas. Let's go ahead, everyone, settle in. Grab your hot chocolate and your meat pie because it's time to get groovy.
Grab your boomstick and fire up the Delta. It's time for ACTION. Join the Cult of Campbell.
Groovy.
And if you're lucky a little later, I'll let you play with my boomstick.
My Southern family Christmas. I'm assuming all three of us, this is our first time watching this movie.
Yes.
You are correct.
I watched it just a couple hours ago.
Yep, us too.
Yep.
I'm sorry I made you watch that like right out of bed pretty much. She got up, she woke up, coffee, and I'm like, you ready to watch this thing?
Hey, that's a good way. That'd be enjoyable. Just sipping your coffee, watching one of these movies.
I cried. I was only up for an hour and a half and I was crying.
It got me too. I straight up, it got me. It touched on some elements that are pretty close to me. So I was like, this got me. I was not. Almost got me in the last one. This one got me. Bruce almost got me in One December Night with the whole Alzheimer's thing.
Oh, that one definitely got me.
Yeah.
That one,
but this one got me. This one got me. The stuff in this one. Yeah. So we talked about the formula of a Hallmark movie, and I think there's nothing more formulaic in a Hallmark movie than opening credits over a busy, bustling city.
Oh yeah.
To juxtaposition the other 80% of the movie, it's going to take place in a small town.
Yep.
I noticed for a second when I was watching this, I was like, did I accidentally click on One December Night? Because I remember One December Night starting the exact same way. But I think that's just Hallmark in general.
That's how you start your little fish out of water plot,
Yeah.
Show where their life really is. And
she, so we're introduced to Campbell Wallace.
Campbell Wallace.
Campbell Wallace.
The name Campbell. The nickname Campbell, it turns out. It wasn't even her actual life.
No, not even her actual name.
I couldn't stand that they called her Campbell.
Where does that come from? Did they say it was from the soup?
Soup tie.
Is that what they said? Was that a point in there?
No, it was because there were 5 other Alices in her kindergarten class, and her dad was the one that nicknamed her Campbell. And I think it's because he secretly hated her.
I don't understand where you get that from.
Like plot-wise?
What about Allie?
We know where we can't. Yeah,
call her Allie.
Was she? No, you're right.
This is
outrageous.
Stupid.
Oh, it drives me nuts. And then Bruce, it literally breaks the fourth wall every fucking time they say her name. For me, it drove me nuts, especially when they had Bruce's character call her Campbell. Yeah. I can't. I fucking can't.
I don't know where they got it from.
If that was just a coincidence, Hallmark's oh, hey, we like this script. We'll, hire Bruce Campbell for it. Then they should have fucking changed the name. Because why is it Campbell? There's no reason for her name.
I know what we'll do. We'll call her Campbell. It'd be a little wink and a nod to all the Bruce Campbell fans.
Which is fine when you only say it once or twice.
the cat's
But
name.
when it's, it could have been the cat's name. And I'd have been like, okay, that's dumb, but fine.
Yeah.
So I had to listen to them call this woman Campbell the whole movie. And just every time, I couldn't get immersed in this. I'm
going to go ahead. I'm going to shotgun the first act here.
Okay.
So we
sorry. I could not wait any longer to bitch about that.
I want to talk about that a little bit. So I'm going to shotgun the first act. Because the first act, we're introduced to Campbell Wallace, a.k.a. Alice Bergeron. We find out she is a journalist for a apparently pretty big airport airplane magazine, travel magazine,
some sort of travel stuff. Yeah, and they cover cultures from different parts of the world.
She has a black friend who says, "Go get your holiday spirit, girl." Was the line they gave her.
Is that really the line?
Yeah, that's what they say. Yeah, she's gonna leave. She said, "Go on, get your holiday spirit, girl." That's what she said as Campbell Wallace left the room.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. That's what happened. It is.
Wow.
It's these are nostalgic films that take you back to a different time. They came up with their formula in 1995 and they've stuck to it since then.
Yeah, and you can tell. You can tell because a magazine business still has a full staff.
Yeah, they're flying her and they're flying her all over the globe to do these hard-hitting features for people that to read the magazine that comes with the peanuts on airplanes.
Yeah.
I was thinking, I was like, man, how much they're flying her all over the world. She makes a point every time she has opportunity to talk about all the different countries and
that she's been to. Like,
and I'm like, there is no way there's no way they're making that much money. To fly her ass all over the place. It's Christmas, near Christmas. It's not Christmas, but it's near Christmas. Yeah. They need a big story. They need a big featured headline for the magazine. I think it's called like Air Ventures. Air Ventures magazine.
That really was the name, Air Ventures. I believe so.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Right. Sounds right. I mean, their Google search engine was called Super Search.
Yes, Super Search. I want to know if that's the same search engine from One December Night, because there's a search engine on One December Night also.
Then it could be an expanded universe.
Oh, that's what ties all the movies together. Is the search engine.
Super Search.
Yeah, Marvel had Iron Man.
Yep.
Hallmark has supersearch.com. for all the moms at home, they're like, oh, she's using Super Search.
There it is.
Easter egg.
It's all connected.
Oh man. The big Avengers moment where like all these like formerly busy, now small town women meet like a craft mall.
Yep.
That's
all holding empty coffee
yes. Oh, I love that. Yeah. There was a point when she leaves she's hanging out with Jackson. She leaves. I was like, where are you going to take your empty coffee cup with you? Like, but yeah, all these women that people have come to know and love from these Hallmark movies, their craft mall that they all frequent on Saturdays when their husbands are at work. They find out that it's about to be bought, and they have to come together to defeat the person that's trying to take down the craft
corporate overlord, and really just
corporate overlord.
Yeah, help them refine the meaning of Christmas.
Yeah, it's
that's how you defeat them.
Yeah, the person trying to buy the craft mall is wanting to build an express freeway to the big city, and that'll just bring
all the business, all capitalism,
city folk.
Yeah,
we'll say.
City folk, right? The big city,
the
people, urban people to the small town, and they don't want that.
No, you got it.
That's the big Avengers. that's the big event that they all build to.
That's the Hallmark end game right there.
Yeah, and of course they all meet through supersearch.com.
Right. Yeah, it has to be that. Yep. Supersearch.com. That's how they found each other.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is going on?
I was laying out Hallmark's big event film, their big summer event film.
You know what the sad thing is?
Their big Christmas event film, sorry.
Oh, yes. But most of the time they get like the same few handful of actresses to play like all the different main characters. So it's just all the same 5 actresses that have come together. Yeah. And they all have the power of all of the women.
Yeah, multiverse.
Yep.
Yes.
Multiverse.
Into the Hallmark verse.
Into the Hallmark verse. This is getting out of hand.
Man, we're shooting all kinds of ideas. I gave out my Hallmark horror movie idea. Now we're setting up Hallmark for their big event film.
I honestly don't think that anyone could write a better Hallmark movie than you, Ty, at this point.
Now we got the Hallmark verse going.
Yeah.
Ty, you missed your calling.
It's never too late. It's never too late.
I can't imagine the people writing these movies with some of the dialogue these little girls have in regards to social media. I couldn't imagine the person that wrote this is no less than 50. I can't imagine. With some of the things those little girls say when they're talking about social media, I'm just like, does this person know what social media is?
I mean, no. I don't think so. And it was the director and one other and a writer. So the director actually co-wrote this with the writer.
For the gram.
2 of them. Yeah.
Alice, aka Campbell. She hasn't seen her father since 1990. I did make sure to keep up on that date. So so this is 30 years have passed. She hasn't seen her father.
She kept saying 20.
Yeah.
20. Wow.
It was 20. Yeah, they referred to it as 20.
Because I know when she finds a document, because I was trying to build a little time thing in my head. It's 1990, and she's like, "That's the date he left." So maybe this is a period piece from 2010.
Maybe it is
2010. Did you just call something like 13 years ago?
Period piece.
I mean, kind of. Kind of is. I can't remember what their cell phones looked like. That's how I would have dated it.
I don't think they were. Yeah, it couldn't be. Because they were talking about social media. I don't know. Maybe there's.
Yeah, they were on social media. Well,
yeah.
social media.
I don't want to make any claims. Maybe Hallmark just wasn't keeping an eye on continuity. I don't want to disparage anything. Don't want to throw any.
Yeah.
They weren't. Do you want to know how I know? Because in the scene where Jennifer and Campbell are talking, her hair flips back and forth between under her strap to over her strap and under her strap to over her strap. So I'm sitting there looking at it and it's taking me out of the moment every single fucking time. And I'm like, stop it!
So
you know it's there.
So Alice, she needs this story. She's got the feature. She gets a mysterious phone call from a mysterious woman who tells her that she's married to Everett Bergeron.
And I think I'm married to your father.
Yeah, I think I'm married to your father.
Yep.
And I don't know how she found her. Like, they may have explained it in passing.
I think it was Super Search.
Supersearch.com. Yeah.
You're like, it's
Everett Bergeron's daughter. She was top result. And
she came right up.
She came right up. And she gets this call, tells all about her father. She ends up calling the woman. The woman tells her, hey, her father's a changed man.
Yeah.
I'd really like for you to come see him.
She had attempted to contact her with a letter.
That she apparently ignored.
Or didn't get. Like, I don't know.
I don't think she got it.
They even bothered mentioning it because it's like you didn't really explain why she didn't.
Why she didn't get it. She decides she's going to go to Louisiana to meet her father. Yeah. One of the weirdest things I thought about this whole setup was she goes into work the next day and has it on her computer. And her boss sees it across the room.
Yeah, he's
doesn't even look at it. He's just like, "What is this? This is gonna be great. Pitch it."
Yeah,
it's like you glance at her fucking computer. But she sets up this whole thing where her father Everett is going to be crowned the town Noel of Sargento, Louisiana.
Yep,
after the cheese.
Oh,
that's how I remembered it.
Nice.
Yeah, Sargento, Louisiana. He's going to be crowned Pere Noel.
Yeah,
but she doesn't say that's her father. She doesn't tell him it works. It's her father.
Right. She's just like,
because she has a different name. Her birth name is Alice Bergeron, but her name she goes under, which is the name her father gave her, is Campbell Wallace, which is weird. Why would you keep the nickname
as your
father gave you? Yeah.
Alice Bergeron is so much prettier too.
Yeah, Alice Wallace is that's kind of a weird alliteration.
Alice Wallace.
Wallace.
Alice
Wallace. It's still better than Campbell.
Campbell Wallace.
Campbell. My God.
One thing at Campbell, I think of a male. I think that's more of a male's name, right?
It does. It sounds that way.
Sounds more masculine than a female.
Yeah,
but
it definitely came across as a nickname.
I just don't understand why they didn't bother to fucking explain it. Like, oh yeah, he gave me the nickname. Well, why did he give you the nickname?
Yeah,
I really liked Campbell soup. Okay.
Yeah, there's no explanation. It's like not anywhere close to except Allie. Just call her Allie.
Allie, yeah. Allie, Alice, Allison. There's 3 different variations. That's 3 out of the 5 kids that you apparently had trouble like keeping track of because they all had the same name.
Yeah.
Then from there, you just have to be like Allie too, younger Allie.
There were 4 other Baileys in my kindergarten class. Do you want to know what I went by?
Tomato soup?
No.
Yeah.
Bailey M.
Steve.
Bailey M. Yeah.
Oh.
That's how my teacher differentiated between all of us. And then when it got too complicated, it was Bailey with an I and Bailey with a Y.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. There are spelling variations.
Yeah.
An Alice with a Y there.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. It just sucks because it's like a big neon sign to me that says Bruce Campbell is in this movie.
That's what I was thinking. I thought it was her last name because I don't think of Campbell as like a first name. So I was like, are they just going to call him like Everett Campbell? Is that going to be the thing? Like it's going to be like, his last name's going to be Campbell and just, it's Bruce Campbell playing a Campbell.
Yeah.
It bugged me for about the first half of the movie.
I never got over it. I never got over it, especially because then Bruce started saying it.
Yeah.
So it was really hammered into my brain.
So Campbell makes the choice. She's going to travel to Louisiana.
Yep.
She's going to do a story on her father and all at the same time uncover the mystery of why her father left her.
Right.
But in the same vein, she's not going to tell him that she's her daughter, that she's his daughter, which isn't the plan. I don't think originally. It's just like kind of I kind of got why she did it because she gets there. It's kind of like a plan that her mother, her stepmom, I guess you want to call her that. Jennifer's like, I have an idea. Maybe you just tell him you're a reporter and don't tell him you're his daughter right away. She's like, no, I'm going to tell him. I don't want to lie to him. Right. And then he comes in the room and she's like, I'm a reporter. Like, she gets nervous.
Scares her and then
One of the things with Hallmark movies that I wanted to bring up is I always think there's like the way they're written, there are opportunities for like drama or conflict or dramatic scenarios that they just like they steer clear of.
Right.
Because it's not in their nature. Like, with the mother, the biological mother of Campbell. Like, she's like just completely on board with her, like going to Louisiana and like, go see your father. The stepdad is like super supportive. He's like, I love you. You're my daughter. Go do it. Like, there's opportunities there in like a more traditional mainstream movie where I'm sure it'd be like, you're going to get hurt. Don't go back. All this like from the mother. But no, there's like, we don't fuck around with that. We don't.
Nope.
It's all positivity here.
Yeah.
We don't want any of this negativity.
It would stray too far from the comfort.
It would exactly. It would cause too much tension.
Yep.
It would be a negative, put a negative vibe in it. Yep. So everyone's just like, fucking just go. Yeah, you'll be fine. Do it. Yep. I love you. Yeah, I'm not worried about it. You'll be all right. I'm not going to tell you why your father left for whatever reason.
Or how it happened.
Or how it happened.
Right.
What the circumstances were. Just go.
I'll tell you. It'll be all right.
It was like I was watching. I was like, man, there's the same thing. And one December night, there was even things like that where it's like there's opportunities here where if you wanted to be more mainstream drama or something like that, you could add little beads of conflict or tension. But that's not what Hallmark's game is. They don't want that.
Oh yeah,
no. These are feel good movies.
I was surprised by the end because I sympathize with her to a point.
Oh yeah. Yeah. She meets Everett and it is played by Bruce Campbell. And we don't have to wait long to get Bruce. I looked at it. It was like 6 minutes, 50 seconds is when he pops out the first time. So you don't have to wait that long at all to get Bruce in this movie. He's very much the star of the movie. Mm-hmm. And he is just the coolest dad. And
I know.
I don't know if in other instance we've got to see him interact with kids as a father. Because we had him in One December Night as a dad.
Right. Yeah.
But his kids was an adult.
Right.
And I can't think of any other instance where we got to see like Dad Bruce with kids and shit. I can't think of another instance. And he was just the coolest damn dad.
Yeah, I don't think in any of the movies that we've covered, he's been a father to a child.
No, I can't recall one.
No.
And he just seemed like he was just so natural in it. Like I imagine it was just Bruce being Bruce in this. I kind of see him as that, just being him as a dad, the way he was interacting with these kids. We find out that Alice has two sisters. Mary, what? Mary.
Is it Mary?
It's
Mary Ann?
Mary Ann, and then the other one's something else. Mary Ann and...
Okay, we have Mary Margaret and Amelia.
Yeah, Mary Margaret and Amelia, and they are cringy as fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Every time they're on screen, I was like, get these kids off my screen. It was too cringy. I could tell that they were being told to say things, for the dialogue.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And probably by someone who doesn't understand social media.
They kept going on about like how I don't know, aloof or like what a teenager, the one was. And I was like, she's not. They literally just occasionally throw in lines that seem slightly moody. And they're like,
yeah, exactly.
She's a teen. Don't worry about it.
So
she's Hallmark moody.
I love that in there. Yeah.
She's Hallmark movie moody.
Yeah. Hallmark movie moody.
It's literally an adult's, like not even a grandparent's interpretation of a teenager.
Yeah. Photography, I like it, but it isn't cool.
It interprets as a girl being on her phone all the time. They don't give a fuck about that.
No.
They don't care. Like, they're doing what they want to do. Like,
I hated their dynamic too. So they run the social media for Burge's Meat Pie, Burge's Bakery, whatever it is. I forget what the name of it is, but Burge's Family Bakery is what it is. Because they emphasize the family part of it.
Right.
So Bruce Campbell, Everett Burgess, he inherited this business from a local elderly woman, and he makes the best meat pies. He's like a pillar of the town.
Yep. And
the daughters that he has are in charge of the social media aspect of it because, he's an old man. I don't know what social media is. What? What are these phones? Like, and so he's got the daughters that handle that. And the oldest one takes the pictures and the other one writes the captions.
Right. And did you notice how they're both two different pieces of the main character that we'll call Campbell?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because she takes photos and writes.
Isn't that cool?
I didn't pick up on that, but that is hilarious. That is hilarious. I didn't pick up on that. Like that they're just like awesome. That is awesome. That's so funny.
Nope.
And that's why they both like take to her because they're like she's like the amalgamation of what they want to be.
Exactly.
in one person. So
in one person.
Yeah, she writes and take pictures. What? Like,
oh my god!
Oh my god!
All I do is take pictures.
Yeah. All I do is write.
A girl can do both.
What?
Jesus. We can.
There you go.
So I didn't catch that, but yeah, they are cringy. They say weird things that are like vaguely social media-esque. The one says, "Do it for the gram," and I about put my face through the screen. I was like, no kid says do it for the gram.
No.
Yeah. That's something boomers think people say is what it is.
God, you're right.
Yeah.
That's
they're like writing like what's a cool thing for this cool young kid to say.
Jesus.
For all the kids that are watching this with their grandmother, we can pop them, make them feel like they're in the movie.
Yeah.
We'll say things that they say.
Just try that phrase out with your grandkids too.
Yeah, there it is. Like
for the gram.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. You're totally gonna be so cool.
Whoa, Grandpa, you're awfully hip.
Yeah. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Off the charts.
The first one to turn around and go, Grandma, what do you want me to do? Gets $1 from me because do it for the gram to grandma.
Yep.
We've got to admit Grandma to the hospital. She's saying weird ass things.
Yep.
She thinks it's fine.
Grandma's
it's
not all there anymore.
Grandma's not there anymore.
Now.
She watched one Hallmark movie too many, and we
coming one December night.
So Everett is like full on board. He's like, wow, this woman wants to do a piece on me.
Yeah.
You're getting the whole 9 yards. We're rolling out the red carpet. You're going to basically live with us for 3 or 4 days, whatever it is.
Yep.
Long enough to completely absorb you into our family.
Yep.
Over this court where we're like missing you. You came here and now we miss you when you're not here. It's
Yeah.
Insane the amount of time they're like, it only takes that long to do that.
It's a Christmas cult.
Just a few days.
That's what I'm saying. All the pieces are here to make this dark.
You're right. It's all there.
They're all there. This is my idea for anyone listening.
Right. Yeah.
We'll make it happen at some point. But so he takes her on all the things. They teach her about Pere Noel, which I knew nothing of Pere Noel going into this. I thought it was just a name for Santa.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was this whole other mythology. Apparently, Pere Noel is the Louisiana version of Santa Claus.
Yep.
They have a completely revised version of A Christmas Carol.
Yeah,
where
that was interesting.
Yeah, I was looking at it online. I was like, they just took A Christmas Carol. They took a bunch of Christmas songs. They've just reformed them to meet, to be more relatable to people in the bayou.
Yep.
Sweet. That's
awesome. It's really he has instead of reindeer, he has gators that pull his sleigh,
which I had a hard time believing until I looked at it myself. It's like that really is a thing. Eight gators.
Yeah. Did you look at any of the artwork? There's some really cool art. There's some really cool Pere Noel artwork. It's pretty interesting.
Cool.
Of the sleigh being pulled through the bayou by 8 gators. It's pretty interesting. Bruce is the town Pere Noel. Apparently, at least this town, or maybe every town in Louisiana, does a Christmas Day reenactment. The Pere Noel legend, and this is Bruce's moment to shine. The previous guy stepping down. So this is his first year taking on this mantle. Yeah, the Pere Noel.
Doing it for 30 years before this. So that's, why she justified the story being kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
And here was my biggest problem.
Okay.
How, when she introduced herself as Campbell Wallace, how was he from Dallas, Texas? He left his family, Dallas, Texas. Who the fuck else is naming their daughter Campbell? How was he not you're the same age as my daughter. You're from the same place as my daughter. Your name is Campbell. How would he at least not inquire?
Was he the one who named her Campbell, or was it the dad?
She's the one that he gave her the name because she had the 5 Alices in her school. So he gave her the nickname of Campbell, which was weird that she keeps that name.
Yeah.
She changed her name from Alice Bergeron to Campbell Wallace.
I really thought it was.
I think it's the stepdad.
Her dad. Yeah. I thought it was.
Was it the stepdad?
I think it's the stepdad.
I thought it was.
Maybe that's my confusion. So I was like, how would he not put those pieces together?
Exactly. Yeah, that'd be really
that clears up. Hallmark proved me wrong. I can't find a hole. I can't find a hole in this story.
The way they made it sound,
they've covered their bases.
The way they made it sound was that Everett's character had left when she was only a couple years old.
Yeah, that was my confusion. Because she calls her stepdad Dad.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because even when she talks to him on the phone, she calls him Dad.
Right.
And he's always Everett. That makes sense. So,
that works fine for me. Yeah.
Airtight. I can't.
I was going to say
those Hallmark.
I was about to be right there with you. Wait a minute.
Yeah, I was thinking that the whole time. So that clears that up. Woo.
Yeah. There we go.
Now, in true Hallmark tradition, this can't just be a story about a daughter trying to investigate and discover her father's past, rekindle a relationship, or seek redemption, or whatever it may be. We got to have the obligatory meet cute. We got to have the love interest.
Yep.
And it is some dude named Jackson Shepard. Played by a 3D printed man by the name of Ryan Rotman.
Wow.
Ryan makes sense.
Ryan Rotman. I wonder here. Let's see if he's anything. Because, man, this dude is a cookie cutter dude. And I don't know what the fuck his problem is.
Oh, I know. He is so rude.
He is so rude right off the bat.
I don't understand why. I get it. She knocked over one of your presents, but why are you carrying it like that? Why don't you have a tote? Why don't you have a cart? That was kind of your own fault, bitch. And they say, excuse me.
And they both ran into each other. It wasn't I didn't feel like it was set up to be just her fault, at least in the way they choreographed it, maybe in the script. I don't know.
So this dude is definitely, he's just does a bunch of Hallmark stuff. He's in My Best Worst Christmas Ever, Christmas for Keeps, Sister of the Bride.
Oh.
And Christmas Wonderland.
Nice.
Yeah, he's also done some other things. He was in an Ed Sheeran music video, apparently. Diagnosis Delicious.
What the fuck is that?
It's a TV movie from 2016.
Okay.
Diagnosis Delicious. I'm going to say probably what this is. I bet it's a doctor falls in love with a Baker.
I'm looking it up right now. All right.
Why are we doing this?
Because that's interesting. I don't know. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, yeah.
Food critic.
Yeah. Chef has an altercation with a famous food critic.
Okay.
He is forced to take a teaching position in a culinary school where he meets a cardiologist.
Yep.
Oh, wait. Listen to this. Here's the problem. The only problem is Nina, the cardiologist, can't cook.
Gee whiz.
Oh my god.
Oh God.
I am so glad we went down that
little diversion. But yes, that's what Ryan Rotman does. He's a Hallmark rom-com guy.
He really is a cookie cutter.
And he is just an asshole in this movie. He's rude for no reason. Like off the bat, like I thought they knew each other. Like I was like, is this like some kind of thing where it's like, Jackson Shepard, I remember you from you're the kid that used to bully me, and but she's not from that town, so that didn't line up. But they're just right off the bat, just like kind of douchey to each other.
Oh, I think you broke it. Yeah, and like calling each other nerds. Like,
nerd. He's got glasses on. He's a nerd. He's the town like record keeper. That's his job. How much can that pay? Small town like this, how much that's not something you have you don't have a separate position for that. That's some old lady who runs the post office also does this.
Right. Yeah.
That town does not have the kind of equity to be hiring a guy to do that. No. I don't know what kind of money these Hallmark towns are pulling in. So,
apparently enough for them to hate tourists, because he is like
tourists.
For a tourist, like he would have cunt. Like he was like
tourist. Oh, you're a tourist. That's what tourists do. You come in, you disrupt everything. That's what he's saying.
We come in and we help build your economy.
Yeah, we come in. That's the reason why you're able to be the fucking town record keeper and have a paycheck. In most towns, that's a voluntary position, but you're apparently getting paid to do it.
Yeah.
But maybe he isn't getting paid. Maybe that's why he tries to give her an empty cup of coffee later.
He's like, oh yeah, come here. Apology.
Like, how hard is it to just put water in those things? So
I've always thought that is a liability, though. Maybe she spills water on herself and they got a lawsuit on her hands.
Oh, wouldn't that be terrible? I guess.
Shut the whole production down.
This is as good as mine. Yeah.
I don't know. I've always thought the same thing. Or at least put a different sound in when they set the coffee. Go in, post.
Like the empty cup sound. They do. It sounds just like an empty cup. Are they just using what they caught on set that day with the boom mic?
Maybe.
Good Lord.
I guess this movie ain't so airtight.
I guess.
We're poking holes in it now.
Right.
But of course, this is the meet cute. They bumping each other. Oh, what a wacky circumstance. And, we don't like each other at first, but given time, we just may.
And time being 3 to 5 minutes.
Yeah. Given time and a little bit of Christmas magic, we may just find love in this small southern Louisiana town in a very weird, meet cute kind of way. See, this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. There's all the opportunities here to make this seem dark.
And they just don't take that turn.
That's Hallmark. Gotta love them. They don't change. They don't change. They're hard nosed. They know what their audience wants, and they ain't budging. You gotta respect it. So they meet. He's a town record keeper, so obviously that's someone she's got to meet at a certain point. He's going to have all the information. The dude keeps information on everyone in town, right? And of course, he's going to have information on Everett
in a manila folder that's in the box that happens to be on his desk at some point.
Yeah, exactly. Just so happens to be.
Yep. She sees the.
Does he get it out for her? Does he get it out for her? Because she's doing a story on Everett. Would he get out that for her?
I think she did have him pulling out some records, and he was and whatever to leave the room because
he wouldn't get your coffee. She wanted coffee.
Oh, that was
hot chocolate. Maybe it was.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's an awful lot of hot chocolate talk in there.
There is. You're right.
Everyone loves hot chocolate.
Everyone loves hot chocolate. It's just one of the key elements of a Hallmark Christmas.
You gotta love hot chocolate.
Definitely. Must.
What if the hot chocolate has some kind of mind-altering drug in it? There's another aspect of the movie.
There we go.
There you go. There you go.
Have more hot chocolate.
Yeah, I hate this guy. I hate this fucking asshole. She drinks hot chocolate, and she's like, maybe I'm warming up to this guy.
Yeah,
I've been infected with the Christmas spirit.
Yeah, man, we are just turning out ideas.
We're getting it. Yep.
We start banging out a script here. So they meet. The whole movie is basically Alice Campbell, whatever you want to call her.
Right.
She's kind of integrating herself or being integrated into this family.
Right.
They're having her do everything. She helps with the family business. She's learning how to make meat pies.
Oh, yeah.
Which meat pies are like what Bruce's character is known for. He makes the best meat pies.
Puts her through bakery boot camp.
Which that's kind of fun. Yeah, that's a cute little fun scene.
Yeah. And right here is when I stopped feeling bad for her. Because she's putting on the apron that says Bergeron Family Bakery.
Yep.
No, it says Family Bakers.
Family Bakers. Okay.
Yeah. So, and like, she's already like talked about how, she wants to tell him and everything like that. Like, really?
Yeah.
Like, tell him now.
Yeah. And one of the things that got me in this movie most is because, we'll pull back the curtain a little bit here.
Yeah.
My mom, me and her have like no relationship. And one of the main reasons we don't have a relationship is because she has another set of family that she's way better to than me. So I know the feeling of like seeing your parent interacting with other people in a much better way than you are. They've interacted with you. So there was like another element of like, man, she could have really like, that could have been like the dramatic element of this movie.
Yeah.
But she kind of the whole time is just like, whatever. That's no big deal.
Yeah.
So big deal.
Like that's what I'm talking about. There's like so much in these movies that I think they intentionally are just like, we're not going to touch that.
Yeah.
It just really doesn't meet the, I guess, the criteria of what their movies are meant to be.
Right.
Far out of the comfort zone again. Yeah.
Because, I was seeing that whole time in the movie. I was like, man, like it would be interesting to see her react to this. But she's so dedicated to the whole, like, I'm just an outside observer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, but it'd been interesting to see her like having that internal conflict of like, damn it. Like,
right. Like
treat these kids awful good.
Yeah.
Like what
where
about
were
me?
you?
Why this? And, the other thing that they didn't touch on in that whole scenario is like any struggle with guilt over like being this deceptive to this guy as she's starting to realize how much it's hurting him to dig into his past like this.
Yeah, she kind of like mentions it a couple times. It's like passing, like I feel like I'm lying. And they're like, and everyone's kind of like, just keep.
She said it feels almost like I'm lying, and I'm like, no,
it's pretty spot on. It's pretty spot on.
It is a fucking lie. They don't wrestle with that moral question almost at all. It's just like, no, just when it's the right time, you'll tell him. And
with him saying things like, she kind of prods him a little bit about, about being a father, and he says, it's my girls, my biggest,
my everything,
my favorite thing is being a father. They're my everything. Like that would have been interesting to see her like struggle with that. 'Cause she just kind of like, okay.
Well, occasionally she looks ever so slightly downcast for a moment when it happens.
Yeah. That's like the most you get out of it.
Yeah.
And he does admit through the whole thing, like he's done things that he's not proud of and things that he wishes he could change. He just never actually outright says like, I have a daughter that I left and didn't go back for. Or, chose not to go back for, really.
So we get all that stuff, just a little tension building things they don't capitalize on. But that was like some of the most interesting things I thought of the movie was the interactions between Everett and Campbell.
Yeah.
Because it is almost like he really becomes like accepting of her. And it's kind of like maybe they're hinting around that he somehow maybe knows or at least feels.
That's what I thought doing is like, I knew the whole time. You think my wife keeps secrets from me?
That's what I was expecting too.
Like because it really did start to feel like that to me too. But
because Jackson, he figures out the whole ruse like, pretty much like right off the bat. Like
he realizes she stole the files, and then he just starts putting two and two together and uses a little bit of super search, and he gets the answer.
Yeah, he's like, I did a little research. She's like a lot of research. And because he like tells her, he's like, you're not here for a story. You are the story, which I thought was just a weird line. It was a line that someone wrote where they were like, this is awesome.
So clever.
Yeah, because she really is.
You are the story.
She's the protagonist. She is the story.
All this leads up to the big Christmas night, which is where she's supposed to leave the next day.
Right.
And the whole time she's been struggling with the idea of like when to tell Everett that she is his father.
Right.
And she's trying to find out the whole time too about what happened. There's little things throughout, like where he's helping men in the town who are like struggling. He's like kind of mentoring him.
Yeah, that's right. He's a mentor to him. Yeah.
And they eventually talk to the mayor. The mayor tells the story of like he left. He grew up there in Sargento. He left for a little while. His dad died. He came back.
Yep.
It really, really messed with him. And he
had some kind of, it sounded like kind of a bad streak. Like he was
he says it broke him. He was broke, not financially, but mentally and spiritually he was broke.
Yeah.
And then he, kind of came back, and he's such a good girl. He's such a good dad to those girls because he doesn't want to be the father he had. Supposed to be, And the scene that got me, this is what got me.
Okay.
So she leaves. She's like visiting with the family. She leaves. She's starting to prod in about like his past. She's trying to dig a little more into his past.
Yeah.
And one of the most frustrating things with this movie is every time they get interrupted, it's constantly. It's like it's always on the tip of her tongue, and then it's like, whoa, hey, what's going on here, guys? And like that derails it.
Thing that you immediately do.
It was getting a little frustrating. It was like had me on the edge of my seat.
Oh yeah.
Too much tension, man.
It was too much tension.
That's too unconventional.
But it had me like wanting that moment though. It like made you want that moment though, where she finally does tell him. But she's like trying to dig into his past. All that she interrupted. She leaves for the night, and she doesn't leave the house. She's like out front.
On the porch.
And out comes Bruce and his wife, and he's like upset. And she's like, "Oh, why are you not? What's wrong? What's wrong?" He tells her like, "It's not a good idea having this reporter around digging into his past," which makes it sound like nefarious. Like,
yeah. But it's
the murders, Jennifer. She's gonna find out.
She's gonna find out
the bodies. Everything is gonna be
okay. So this is funny too. Talking about what you talk about with like conflict and then immediate resolution. She was on the phone with her mom, her back home mom. No, that's her real mom.
Yeah, her real mom.
Biological, I guess. And she was like, I just wish I knew why he didn't come back. Exactly. And then he has to go because they're coming out, and she gets the answer.
Yep. That's how it works. Yeah, so it's like
what I thought of when you brought that up earlier. Yeah.
Hallmark's always got they got it waiting for you, like a nice sheet of Christmas cookies just ready for you, right? You have an inquiry, and they're like, "Here you go.
Here's a cookie."
Hey, don't wait. Just don't let it cool. Here it is.
Yep.
And they're not there to make you wait. They know what you're doing. You're busy. You don't have time to wait around for this movie.
There's eggnog to be made, Martha.
There's eggnog to be made. There's cookies in the oven. There's presents to be wrapped. You don't have time for Hallmark to stretch this out.
No. So they come out and they're fighting. And
you're giving them 90 minutes. Make it happen. Like, here you go. Like they come out, and he tells breaks down about like his daughter. He's been thinking a lot about her.
More and more. Yeah.
More and more. And he tells a story about when he like visited her when she was a kid.
Yeah, it was like a few years later, and he went to
Christmas play.
Yeah,
she was in a Christmas pageant. He went to visit her. He stayed in the back of the theater. After the play, he was going to go up and visit her and introduce himself. Then the mom and the stepdad came in, and it was like a perfect family. The stepdad had a bunch of roses, and everyone was laughing. That got me. As Bruce starts tearing up, I was like, that got me.
And I thought that was a great motivation for him too to have not come back. I thought that was actually
he did. He sees that she's happy, she has a perfect life, and he doesn't want to disrupt that. So it gave him it made it not so shitty, because the whole time you're watching this, and as likable as Bruce is, and as likable as the character of Everett is, you're still in your back of your mind this guy abandoned his daughter,
right? Yeah,
what's the reasoning here? You couldn't fall too much in love with him, because there's this weird thing. It's he abandoned his daughter, and he doesn't even talk about her or show any remorse for leaving her.
He put it perfectly when he said, "I had to love her at a distance."
Yes, and that was some good shit.
Oh man, I was crying. I was
that
really
got
crying.
me.
Yeah,
that one got me.
It was bad. I was I literally looked at the screen and I went, "Fuck you!" I was stop making me cry.
I think that was his best scene.
Oh,
it was, without a doubt.
It was so vulnerable. And it was I'll save it for the very end. I'll save it for when we get there. But yes, that was the most believable crying scene in this entire film.
No, yeah.
Oh, I know what you're going to bring up later. All right, cool.
Yeah, because that's the thing with these Hallmark movies is the two we've watched, this and One December Night, Bruce has these dramatic turns in the middle of them where it's the movie's going on, it might be playing the formula, but then there's boom, here's a part where Bruce is crying.
Bruce is bold. Here we go. Here we go.
And that's stuff we don't really get, outside of even in Bubba Hotep, we didn't get that kind of stuff.
No,
it was more of it was more him like kind of reflecting in that. But
Yeah.
we don't get that kind of stuff in Evil Dead or anything like that.
No.
So like these are like the one movies we get to see like this dramatic Bruce we know is there.
It's true. I know. Like we saw that in the X-Files once where it was like
that's right. We did get to see that in the X-Files episode.
Yeah. There's not much of it.
No, and that's the one good thing. That's like the golden nugget of these movies is like you put up with the formulaic Hallmark stuff, but like the Bruce moments are just unmissable. They're like, it's so crazy how much he elevates the movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he's just a damn good actor.
Honestly.
Yeah.
He was so believable as a dad in this too. Like you could tell that's just him. Like that's how Bruce is a dad. Like he was just the coolest dude, very big on his family. Like that was the hard part about the movie too, is you're seeing all this stuff. He's just this badass dad taking care of his kids, all these family traditions. He's very big on family, but the whole time you're like, well, what this fucking daughter you have?
Yeah. Right.
What's going on? Like what are we missing? So it was really good when they kind of like pulled the curtain back.
Yeah, I thought that was really what. Looking back, it's like that's the only way you could have pulled that and kept him likable or make him likable from that.
Because it was so hard to like fully fall in love with him the whole movie. Because you're it's like, wait, did he have like a drug addiction? So he's talking to all these people that are down. So you're like, was it an addiction thing? What kept him from leaving? Then what kept him from coming back?
Right.
If he's this good of a dad, why didn't he want to come back? So I think a lot of it was he's trying to give maybe his kids what he couldn't give to her.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think that is a lot of it.
Yeah. And I mean, you see stuff like that and you see how happy they are. And it's like, you already know the demons that you've kind of faced. Yeah. So it's like, why would I want to bring those to this person who, first of all, is going to be absolutely confused about my existence in their life. Yeah. And second of all, that's a life change. That's something that the parents are going to go through, the new partner is going to go through, the child's going to go through. Yeah. And even then, in the back of your mind, you're always going to worry, am I going to leave again?
And they both did separately make the decision to have those separate lives.
Yes.
Too. Because, when she was 13, like her mom brought up that, when you were 13, you didn't want to do this. And she's like,
So closing in on the end here, we have the big moment, the Pere Noel scene, which was epic. We get to see Bruce as Pere Noel. I almost stood and cheered in my living room. when you see those big pyres ignite and everyone starts clapping, and then like out of the corner of the screen comes this like decked out Santa barge.
Yep.
With Bruce Campbell riding it. I was like, I almost stood and cheered. I was like, that's Christmas. I'm a Pere Noel guy now. Yeah, I was, almost. I was like, this is my whole personality now. This is it.
Oh, dang.
I hate to say this, but I was so underwhelmed by that moment.
Really? I thought they cut it short way too soon. I will tell you that.
That might be why.
It's like as soon as he comes out, they like cut it for a commercial. Like the screen goes black. That did suck. They should have had like really let us like simmer on that scene of him just in full Pere Noel mode. Like they should have really let that simmer.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah,
but the setup was just so awesome with the pyres igniting and all this shit, and then Bruce come out. But they really did like cut that short way too soon.
I don't
he just bends a corner.
Yeah, he just bends a corner. Exactly. They should have. They should have let that like sit. Like, they should let us like kind of invest in that.
Yeah, he should have just sat there even if he did just bend a corner, just sit there in the middle of the water for a minute. Like
exactly. Let us establish that. Yeah, show us some.
Because we really they talked about how it's like a big family tradition that they decorate the boat / sleigh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like we barely got to see it.
Yeah.
For such a built-up moment in the plot, at least, not necessarily the story. If that makes sense. Yeah.
And this here is the big Pere Noel celebration. The next day, Campbell has to leave, and she's like, "This is the perfect time." She goes to tell him. She kind of like coaxes him into it. And they have a really good she kind of brings up the same stuff she was asking about, about his daughters, and she's about to tell him like, I did some digging and I found, and like they get interrupted again.
Yep. By those photographers.
Photographers come in, and then he's like, "Oh, we'll finish this up when I'm done." But she's had it. She's over it.
It's because they also wanted his whole family to be
that was it.
And she was left out of that.
Well, they invited her in, like, because the photographer's like, let's get a shot of the whole family, and everyone gets together, and Jennifer's like, "Oh, come here, Campbell," and then the photographer's like, "No, that's fine, just the whole family." And that's what sets her off.
That's not her call. Like, excuse you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
not the photographer lady person's call.
Yeah.
So she storms off.
She
Jackson,
really did.
she tells Jackson, like, Jackson's like, what happened? And she's like, forget it, whatever. Jackson talks to her. He's like, she tells him about how he's the perfect dad and all this. And he's like, can you really live with yourself knowing you left all this behind? And then we cut to the next day. You don't get a resolution there.
No idea.
Which was weird.
Weird.
Yeah.
That was jarring. I was like, what the fuck? Where are we going?
Yeah. So it's the next day. It's Christmas breakfast. Jennifer calls her, leaves her a voicemail that hey, just letting you know that you're still available for Christmas. We're still here for Christmas breakfast. Whole family, Christmas Day, is upset this reporter has left.
Oh yes,
it is ruined Christmas Day for the Bergeron family
that they've known for a few days.
Yeah, this reporter that they knew for a couple of days has left on Christmas Day. Yep. Maybe to go spend time with her family. I don't know.
Yeah.
They don't know. It's like,
that never occurred to them, did it?
Exactly. No, it never.
Just that total immersion. Like, come here, you're part of the family. Come here.
Yeah. You don't have another family. We're your family.
We're your family.
And like, oh man, that sucks. But alas, she shows up.
Yep.
Because Jackson comes over.
Yep.
Jackson does come over.
Because they did have their magical Hallmark kiss the night before.
Yes, they did get the Hallmark kiss.
Really she just squeezed in.
Because he asked her to dance, and then she was like, "Oh yeah, the next one." And then it was a slow song, and he's like, "Well, we could wait." And she's like, "No, let's go ahead and dance." It's like, okay.
Yeah, so they had their smooch, and so now he's just tagging along with her.
I'm still not sure if they actually like each other, though.
Yeah, I think that was just a way to keep him in the last scene.
Yeah, you gotta have it. Because the cover of this movie, I'm pretty sure, is them together like every other horror movie. And the ending, you find out she's like traveling the world with him, because that was a part of his character, is that he's never left this town.
Oh yeah, and he wanted to leave.
Leave his town.
And she
so
goes,
important to me.
She goes, I'm sure your family would want you to do whatever you want. And it's like, ma'am, family dynamic. Are we sure they're your thing?
And then we find out at the end, you find out they're like traveling the world, just like newspaper clippings, them like traveling the world. So if you guys didn't catch that, it's part of the ending. But so Jackson shows up, he surprises him. Guess what? Campbell Wallace hasn't left. She's still there.
Still here.
And they went Christmas shopping the night before.
Yep, they have
2 a.m. on Christmas Eve, he says.
Yeah, and found the perfect thing for everybody.
Everything's open.
Everyone. They get the oldest daughter a camera because she likes taking pictures.
Oh, yes.
Cool. They get the youngest daughter a journal because she writes.
Yeah.
They get Jennifer a embroidery, which where the fuck they getting a custom embroidery at 2 a.m. on Christmas Eve? Like,
seriously.
She has a cricket somewhere.
Yeah, she's got a. They have their family saying, which like is their motto is I had it made because I was putting it on the backdrop of the thing. It is
treat yourself every once in a while.
Yeah, you gotta treat yourself every now and then or some shit. Yeah, it's a very generic thing that he tells her. And she's like, "Whoa, that's crazy!"
It's
how prophetic.
I know.
That's gonna be the new live, laugh, love everywhere.
Oh yeah, that's definitely what that is.
That's gonna be everywhere now.
It would have worked out better if he was like, some sort of.
It's we all need to treat ourselves every now and again. That's the thing.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, they do cater it. Like they are. Like
I know, but like actual pastries or candies or something sweet, like a treat. I don't.
Oh, you're right. Damn it, you're right, Eric. God damn it! I just got what you're saying. You're right. That should have been it. That should have been. He should have been a pastry maker. God damn it!
Yeah.
Something sweet. A meat pie isn't a treat.
No, that's not a treat. You don't think treat when you think meat pie, and then it would have been. Yeah.
You ever had a meat pie?
Yeah, I have.
I've never had a meat pie.
I don't think
I'll eat anything with meat in it. I love meat.
No,
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Maybe I'll make my Southern family Christmas meat pies for the Christmas party we have.
Oh,
well, if it's anything like the Thanksgiving we had last year.
You're welcome. I still have leftovers at my freezer.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah, I bought 2. They were 2 for $1, so I bought 2. It's been there for a year. I was gonna give it to Shy last year for Christmas, but I looked at the back of it. I was like, I'm not giving this to her. I'm not feeding this to my dog.
It's for my friends, not my dog.
Yeah, like I was the plan. It's like I bought it, and I was like, I told Evan, I was like, I'll heat it up for Shy and give it to her for Christmas dinner. And after I looked at it, I was like, this is not fit for consumption.
Yeah, funny.
But so I need to pitch that away or something.
Yeah, probably.
Or just give it to a homeless person, like uncooked. Merry Christmas. Just
That's the spirit.
yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Hey, 'tis the season.
Course meal.
'Tis the season.
Tis the season.
But the last person to get a gift is Everett Bergeron.
Yep.
She tells him, Everett, this gift's for you. It's the only gift I didn't have to buy. He opens it up, and it's a picture of Bruce or Everett and her as a baby. And he like breaks down. He's like, wait, do you mean? And she's like, yeah. He's like, there's no way. My baby girl had brown hair and was this tall or something like that. Or
had a chipped tooth.
I had a chipped tooth in the front.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, chip on the left or whatever. And then he gets up and leaves, and everyone's like, oh, fuck. Those little girls are so confused that they're like, what the fuck happened?
I know, they have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, I didn't pick up.
What was in the present.
Yeah, I forgot up to that point that they had no idea what was going on. So they're like, what the fuck was that? Like,
yeah, they had no clue at all what was happening. They're just like, wait, what? He gives him a present. And he's just like, you can't be her. And then he leaves. They're like, what the fuck?
And then she starts like quiver talking and I've really enjoyed my time here. It's like, what the fuck's going on?
And she gets up to leave. She's like, I'm leaving now. And he comes out. He's like, don't leave. I have something for you. And he has a notebook that he wrote letters to her in because they moved when her and her mom moved at a certain point.
Yeah.
And he never got the address. Yeah. So he was writing her letters and they got returned.
Mm-hmm.
So then he started
keeping a journal of all the things he wanted to say to her.
Yep.
And he gives that to her. Big happy ending. There's pictures at the end. There's like a montage of pictures of them together, family things. Her and Jackson are together now, traveling the world.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Oh, I did see that part, didn't I?
Yeah.
I remember now.
And that was my Southern family Christmas.
Yay.
Happy endings.
Yeah.
Happy endings. So let's go ahead and let's talk about this Hallmark Christmas treat here. In the next segment, let's talk about the quality of meat pies.
Good. Bad. I'm the guy with the gun.
So we watched it, the second Bruce Campbell Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
I'm really holding out for a third.
Yeah.
I enjoy these. Us three were here for the last one. So which is better, this or One December Night?
One December Night.
December Night? Okay.
You like this one better?
I like this one better.
This one, I'm going to say this one.
Yeah. No,
because Bruce felt like in One December Night, he was more of like second fiddle to the main guy.
Mm-hmm.
And this, it feels like Bruce Campbell in it. Like,
yeah. Just as a movie storyline, I liked that one better.
Yeah, that one was less formulaic.
Yeah.
I feel
like this one was a little bit more serious than One December Night, as far as like Bruce's character went. I don't know. There's something about it that I feel like Bruce himself might have been a little bit more invested in on this one. Yeah. I don't know. It felt closer to what he was really kind of emulating. I don't know.
No, I think that's a fair statement, except for one shot. You were going to bring this up earlier.
Oh my God. And I can't even really blame him because we were talking about it and it's an editor's fucking choice. When he's like going back, when he's telling her about the journal and everything, and like they're both like quiver voicing and everything, like that's good. And then he did this little... And it sounds fake.
I didn't notice that. I must look away for that.
Oh, it stuck out to me like a sore thumb.
It was fake as fuck.
It was so corny.
He does one of those like sniffles.
Sniffs in.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, it just was so bad, especially compared to the way they were acting for the rest of that scene.
It kind of reminds me on like what you do to a little kid when you're like,
you punched me,
right? Yeah. Like, fake crying. Like that's what that reminded me of.
But I'm with you. I think that was just a poor choice on the editor. You know, like actors are allowed to have bad takes, whatever. That I just can't believe they used it.
I don't even think he really did it in that scene because it didn't look like his face
anything else either.
Yeah.
It was just a quick cut to that.
Oh man, I didn't catch that. I think I didn't.
Yeah. That was so bad.
It didn't.
His face didn't even fucking move. How are you going to justify this sound?
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, it's just bad.
That's definitely got to be an editor's choice. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
This movie, though, I think I liked it more on December night. I really liked this. The story kind of touched elements that were personal to me, so it was like it got me in a couple of spots.
Yeah,
I was like, man, this was something else. Like it's same with One December Night too, where there's like I would love these movies if they didn't have the Hallmark subplots to them. Like if it was just the main plot line of like this daughter visiting her father, I would probably really enjoy this movie. And I just did not like the Jackson Shepherd shit. And I did not like those fucking kids.
I don't think the story needed him at all.
Yeah,
they didn't. I feel like it's just they have a like a checklist they have to tick off.
Yep.
Like much like we ran through that list at the beginning.
Yeah,
I bet they have something like that where it's like we have to make sure all these are in here.
No, I think you're right because like other than the romantic subplot, which this movie clearly did not need, he was basically like a search engine. Super Search could have done what he did. You know what I mean?
Yeah, supersearch.com.
Not need supersearch.com.
And really, the mayor
give me a promo code to them.
Yeah.
The mayor does an excellent job of telling Everett's story better than what Jackson does.
And the mayor was a good character. They could have had more of him if they had taken out Jackson.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Why does she need a love element to this story? Why can't she be
Hallmark? Yeah, Hallmark.
A woman just trying to find her father? Why does there need to be a man?
Slow down.
Yeah.
She's got to have someone help her figure things out. She can't do it all on her own.
That's true.
Yeah.
She needs help.
So things I like about this, I like the story. I like Bruce stuff. I did not like the diversion to the Hallmark formulaic stuff because it did feel forced.
Yeah.
But man, I loved Bruce in this so much.
Oh yeah.
What are you guys' thoughts on it? Like, you guys any gripes aside from being a Hallmark movie
and the stupid name of the lead?
Stupid Campbell. Name. Yeah. I there's no way we can find out why, but I wonder what the fuck reason was.
It was
Campbell Wallace. It makes no fucking sense. Why?
Like, what in-world reason is she named that for? You tell me. They don't have a reason.
And it is so glaring where it's like, it does feel like a wink and a nod where it's like Campbell, like Bruce. Get it?
Yeah.
It's
not a wink and a nod. It's a poke and a prod.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think, I'm with you. I think Bruce did a really good job. I liked the scenes with him and her together too, especially when they were having those like pseudo father-daughter moments together where they seemed close and he was still kind of hesitant. And I thought he performed really well and she performed really well, at least in the scenes that she was with him in. And that's kind of how I feel about most of the actors in this movie.
Yes.
They were performing better when their scenes shared Bruce.
Yeah.
I feel like they probably had to, you're like...
Yeah. Or maybe I just noticed their poor acting more.
Maybe. It might be that you were paying attention to those scenes more.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's probably what it was for me. I was probably like more invested in those scenes than I was like the random scenes of her. Because like I completely was on my phone the whole time. That whole like sleepover thing was going on with her and the daughters.
Oh yeah, that was so cheesy.
Yeah, I was doing editing when that came up. I got on my computer, did my editing shit because I was like, I was not invested. I was like, Bruce ain't anywhere near this fucking scene.
No, and it's like they're just goofing around and like, oh, I accidentally squirted the thing with frosting. Now it's a food fight time. Like,
lime green frosting that they had for no reason.
Yeah,
they were making
Christmas.
snowmen, and it's lime green.
Yeah, reds, greens.
Well, it was ice cream snowmen, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, it was. It was ice cream. It was mint chocolate ice cream, maybe, or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, it was mint. Cause they were like, she's like, it's melting. I'm like, of course it is. It's fucking ice cream inside of a house. Like,
yeah. But those shots of them laughing, like at the end when they were like getting ready to end the scene and move on, it was so corny.
Yeah, I was completely checked out on those ones. But yeah, when scenes with Bruce, I was totally invested though.
Yeah, and the stuff with him and the kids too. Like as a dad, I agree with you guys very much there too. But
as a dad, as you're a dad,
no,
it may sound like you were like talking like, listen, as a dad, I totally.
No,
Eric's got a kid out there. We don't know
that I know of. Not that I know of.
But no, him as a dad in this movie was just so fun. I was like, man, like it was just a perfect dad. Like it was great. It was great. I think the setup of this whole movie was really good too, with her being a reporter. I thought it was interesting, like because it is a good way for her to like get to know him,
right?
Because I'm doing a story on you. I got to know all these details.
Yeah.
Just wait for her to kind of get into the scene. But you guys ready to go ahead and let's rank this movie?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Well, before we do, I have one quick thing to point out. The windows were still blown out, even though they didn't have to hide that there was no snow outside.
You're right.
What the hell is up with that? They still blew out the windows.
Maybe it was snowing outside. They blew it up.
How
They were like, wait. No, can't do it.
Great. Okay.
Yeah. This is Louisiana. I can blow out the windows. The window here, your guys' place is blown out right now too. So.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's
very
outside.
It's
very Hallmark. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, very, very Hallmark.
That's one of my favorite things. When me and Mike was watching Hallmark movies a while back, when he was like kind of like, let's just trying to explain to him what Hallmark movies were and shit. Like one of the things I always loved is like, they'll set it in like a town and like it's not even like snowing. They'll like just keep a pile of snow somewhere.
Yep.
And that's it. Like that's all you need. Like, it's not actively snowing, but it's like our characters are standing on a corner talking. Yep. Let's just put a pile of snow in the background.
Yep.
And it's winter. They're wearing coats. We're not lying. We wouldn't lie to you. It's winter.
And this one they did not have to do that. They finally wrote a freaking Christmas Hallmark movie where they didn't have to worry about making snow, and they still blew out the goddamn windows.
Because why not?
It's part of the aesthetic.
Really don't change anything. Dude.
Yeah, you gotta have that familiarity. You don't want people to get too shell shocked. Like, no snow. The old people would be like freaking out.
Oh yeah.
What is this? What is this?
All right, now I'm ready to rate this.
Okay, let's go ahead and rank this movie. Bailey, let's go ahead and let's hear your rating.
It's going to be a quality Campbell 5 out of 5 groovies.
Like groovy. Okay, groovy or not groovy. Okay. 5 out of 5. Damn. So you're giving it a groovy.
She gave it a groovy.
Okay.
You know how long it's been?
It's been, yeah.
So long. We just had Cultober.
Yeah, you have anything you want to add to it? Anything you want to add or?
Oh man, like his performance was absolutely amazing. Like if you could, like, I don't cry during movies. Actually, I really don't. I cry at everything else, not movies. It takes me a minute to get there. But like I was bawling like a baby. I was like, oh my God, I don't like this. But he did phenomenal, and it really does feel like it feels personal, and I think that's why it's so easy to get so immersed when Bruce is on the screen in this movie, is because he draws you in and makes it feel a lot personal. So I like it. It's groovy to me. So
right on.
What about you, Eric?
Okay. This was not my favorite movie. The plot was not my favorite, but I believed every almost 99.9% of Bruce Campbell's performance. There was one shot that they just should have took out at the end there, but like I believed him as a father in both situations, like with the daughter that he left behind and the daughters that he had with him, and I believed him as a husband and his interactions with the town and the townspeople and stuff. Like to me, it was all very well performed. So Bruce shone in this movie that did not shine very much for me. So it's a groovy.
Okay. I'm groovy. Not going to make you not going to drag it out.
No suspense.
Groovy.
Sorry about that.
No suspense. Groovy for me. I love Bruce in this. I don't cry during movies either. I don't. Several times I've thought I would. I watched The Whale. That's another movie that's deeply personal to me.
Yeah,
Evan thought for sure I was going to cry. He like held my hand at the end of it, and I was like, I turned to him. He was so mad because he thought I was going to cry, and I was just like, I told him, I was like, that's pretty good. That was a damn good flick. That was what his head. I was like, that was a damn good flick. And he was like, that's it. I'm like, yeah, that was a pretty good movie. But this, I was like, man, that got me when he's on that porch talking about seeing her from a distance. That got me. I had a little tear roll down my cheek. I was like, that got me.
Yeah.
One December Night didn't get me, but it almost did. This one put the nail in the coffin for me. It broke me for a second, but yeah, this was amazing. The movie, like I said, I think there was some good pieces there, but it got kind of bogged down with the Hallmark structure. But I love Bruce in these movies. You get to see a side that we haven't got to see before. It's just nice to see that. And I know it's a lot easier on his body, so he enjoys doing them.
Yeah.
I just think that this is going to, I really want a third movie because I just want to see more of Bruce.
Yeah. If it gets us more of this kind of stuff out of Bruce, absolutely. Yeah. I'm for it.
Maybe we can find a way where we can do like just super cuts of the movies. Just Bruce elements.
There we go. Yeah.
But there you guys have it. That was our review of My Southern Family Christmas. This is the big Cult of Campbell Christmas special. Cult of Campbell's been pretty sporadic this year. We've been hitting specials, doing some different things, but we had to come back for Christmas because we had this movie to watch. It was
absolutely
My Southern Family Christmas. We had to complete the series as it stands thus far for Bruce Campbell Christmas flicks. This is a whole week. Not a whole week, but we have a lot of stuff this week. Tomorrow, Cult Talk Conspiracy. Bailey and I are talking about Krampus. This Thursday, Eric will be back, joined by Ben and Jerry on Cult of Lore to talk about Santa.
Heck yeah.
Which it's very unique. Last year, Ben and I did Santa. You guys did Krampus. This year, you're doing Santa. We're doing Krampus.
Yeah. I like that.
It's really interesting how it happened. But they're going to be talking about Santa lore, which is something I'm very excited about. I was going to pitch that to you guys at one point, but you guys did it. I was like, it's perfect. I'm very excited to hear that episode. Christmas Eve, this Sunday on Culttober Plus. Ooh. You guys got to tune in because it is Christmas Gift Exchange Palooza 2.
Palooza
the Tooza. Oh,
our new holiday tradition we started last year, which is just such fun. I look forward to it. What we do, if you guys aren't familiar, all of us here on Cult Talk Net, we draw names of other members, and we then have to gift that member a movie to watch and review. It doesn't have to be Christmas themed, doesn't have to be good, doesn't have to be bad.
Right.
Whatever we want them to watch. If we draw someone's name, we have the power to have them watch a piece of content. So, and then they have to review it. They have 10 minutes to review it and rate it naughty or nice. We did it last year. That'll be on Culttober Plus here shortly. If it's not there already, I'm going to upload it there at some point. But yeah, number 2 will be out on Christmas Eve. So make sure you guys check that out. And then on Christmas Day, 1 week from today, right here on Cult of Campbell channel, you will hear the very special Christmas Day edition of Cult of Russell. Our Kurt Russell themed show that we drop on here. Yeah, because we celebrate more than one king on this channel.
Darn right.
And Kurt Russell is here, so we're going to be doing the Christmas Chronicles 2.
Yeah,
sequel to, of course, Christmas Chronicles. So, what better way to spend Christmas Day than with Kurt Russell and the Cult Talk Net crew? So that'll be right here on Cult of Campbell. So check that out. But I think that does it for us, guys. Follow us at Cult Talk Net across the board: Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, X, I guess now.
Oh my gosh.
All the social medias. If you go to a social media platform, more than likely we have locked down at Cult Talk Net. Yeah. So check it out. Make sure you guys check out Cult Talk Conspiracy. Comes out every other Tuesday.
Yep.
Cult of Lore comes out every first and third Thursday.
Yep.
And check out youtube.com/Cult Talk Net for the full video experience on Cult of Lore. They do a really good video element that they put a lot of work into. Eric, you work really hard on those. So
they're amazing.
Yeah. So make sure you check those out. Yeah, watch them. They're great. They're great. Cult of Campbell, we come out sporadically. It's a labor of love.
Yeah.
And we had to come here for Christmas to spend it with you guys. So,
absolutely.
But until next time, I've been Ty.
I've been Eric.
And I've been Bailey.
Merry Christmas. Wait, what the fuck was the thing? The Merry Christmas. Shit.
Oh,
I fucked it up.
Yeah,
I had it. Mike, edit this. Make it better. Hang on. Fuck it. Stay groovy, everyone.
Stay groovy.
I love it.
Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho.
Hail to the king, baby.
That's it? That's the best you got?
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.